everyone, welcome back to my channel Provocative Biofield by Sagarika Babu. This video is about nucleus. Nucleus is present in cell. I have already released a video on the topic cell. It's better for you to see that video first before seeing this so that you won't find any difficulty in seeing this video. Okay, the link for that video is placed in the description box. Now let's start the nucleus. But before that, please subscribe to my channel if you are new to this video and also hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any of my videos. Okay, now let's see about the nucleus. Nucleus is one of the organelles in a cell, right? Nucleus is the largest organelle in a cell. Okay, it is the largest organelle. It is spherical in structure. It is spherical in structure and works as a cell control center. Okay, nucleus is a cell control center. Why? Because it is a membrane bound organelle that contains a genetic material called DNA. Okay, so this DNA contains the hereditary information and that information, it helps to control the cell growth and reproduction. Okay, so cell it contains a nucleus. Nucleus controls the cell growth and reproduction. Okay, now this nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown in the year 1831. Okay, so where he found that it is found in the root cells of an orchid. Okay, Robert Brown discovered the nucleus in the root cells of an orchid. Fine. So this nucleus is present in the all eukaryotic organisms. But there are some variations in the nucleus. Some cells, they contain more than one nucleus. For example, Paramecium. It is a binucleate because each cell contains two nucleus. And another more example called Opalina. Opalina contains a multinucleus. So it is a multinucleate structure. So these are some variations, and there is another variation called some cells, they lose their nucleus at their maturation. Okay, they do not have nucleus at their maturation. So example for those cells are the mammalian RBCs and seed tube cells of the vascular plants. Okay, so these are some variations in the nucleus. These are some basics that you need to know. Okay, now let's see what are the parts that are present in the nucleus. Fine. So are you ready to learn the parts of the nucleus? Let's go. So these are the parts. This is the structure of the nucleus. It consists of the nuclear envelope, nuclear pore, nucleolus, chromatid, nucleoplasm. Okay, so there is a term called interphase nucleus. What does this interphase nucleus means? Non-dividing phase of nucleus is called interphase nucleus. Okay, so interphase means nothing but non-dividing phase of nucleus is nothing but interphase nucleus. So this is an interphase nucleus. It consists of a membrane called nuclear envelope. So this nuclear envelope is also known as nuclear membrane, karyolemma, etc. So this nuclear envelope, it covers the nuclear structure. So its diameter is 10 to 15 nanometer. Okay, nuclear envelope is 10 to 15 nanometer. It is a double membrane. Can you see here? So this is a double membrane structure and nuclear envelope. The space between these two membrane. The space between these two membrane is called perinuclear space. Perinuclear space. So it forms a barrier. This perinuclear space, it forms a barrier between the materials that are present inside the nucleus and that of the cytoplasm. Okay, so this space, it forms a barrier between the materials that are present inside the nucleus and that of the cytoplasm. Next is the nuclear pore. So this is about the nuclear envelope. Next is the nuclear pore. So at the time of some places, here, these two membranes are fused to form a pore-like structure called a nuclear pore. That is the second one, nuclear pore. So these nuclear pores are the passages through which the movement of protein and RNA molecules occurs in both directions, from nucleus and cytoplasm, from cytoplasm to nucleus. So in both directions, the passage of the movement of protein and RNA occurs through this nuclear pore. Understood? Next is the nucleoplasm. This inner structure is called nucleoplasm. So this nuclear envelope, it encloses this nucleoplasm. There are so many names, like this nucleoplasm is also known as Cariolymph, nuclear sap, nuclear matrix. Okay, nuclear matrix, nuclear sap, 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 and cariolymph and nucleoplasm all are same. So this nucleoplasm is a transparent, semi-filled, colloidal substances which fills the nucleus. This nucleoplasm, it consists of two structures. One is thread-like structures called chromatin, and the spherical body is nucleolus. First, let's see nucleolus. Nucleolus, it is rich in protein and RNA. Okay, this nucleolus is rich in protein and RNA. It is a site for ribosome synthesis. Nucleolus is a site for ribosome synthesis, and it is the active site for the ribosomal RNA synthesis. Fine. Next, this nucleolus is discovered by Bowman. Okay, nucleolus is discovered by Bowman. Nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown. Don't confuse it. Oh, fine. Next, this thread-like structures is called chromatin. So chromatin is nothing but it is a network of nucleoprotein fibers. That is called chromatin. So chromatin is nothing but, the definition for chromatin is that is network of nucleoprotein fibers. Okay, network of nucleoprotein fibers are nothing but chromatin. So this chromatin is the hereditary part of the nucleus. It is the hereditary part of the nucleus. This chromatin is a combination of DNA, histone proteins, and also some non-histone proteins and RNA. But the main two is DNA and histone proteins. Now, this chromatin, during the cell division, this chromatin is condensed to form a thick cord-like structures called chromosome. So chromosomes are nothing but a highly condensed form of chromatin material. During the cell division, the chromatin condensed to form a thick cord-like structures called chromosomes. So chromosomes are nothing but highly condensed form of chromatin material. Next, we are going to see about the chromosomes. Come on, let's see that. So now, chromosomes are the, as I said before, chromosomes are highly condensed form of chromatin material, right? So this chromosomes, it was discovered by Hofmeister. Okay, and the name chromosome was given by Waldeyer. These chromosomes, they contains genes, and each gene is responsible for one hereditary character of the organism. These genes, they contain information for the inheritance of characters from the parents to offspring of the next generation. Okay, so genes are responsible for the inheritance of characters from the parents to offspring of the next generation, right? So these chromosomes, they contains four type of chromosomes are there: metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric, telocentric chromosomes. Okay, so this is a chromosome structure. This rounded structure is called centromere, and these arms are called chromatids. These two arms are chromatids. They are joined at the point called centromere, and in the one side of the centromere there is a disc-like structure called kinetochore. Okay, and about this metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric and telocentric, I have already explained that in the cell video, though that is why I told you to see that in the see that video first. Fine. So now to remember, I also told a mnemonic to remember this four type of chromosomes. Meera stays at college. Meera stays at college. So metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric, telocentric chromosomes. Okay, so now what is the overall functions of the nucleus means? Nucleus, it controls cell growth and reproduction. It controls all metabolic activities of the cell. Then it controls the cell division. It takes part in the transfer of genetic information from the parents to offspring of the next generation. And so another important function of nucleus is it is the storehouse of genetic information, right? So I covered so many topics that are present in the nucleus. I'll upload my next video soon. I'll see you later, and thanks for watching. Before ending the video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon too if you don't want to miss any of my videos. Thanks for watching.